Saturday, January 9th, 2016. Derek Davis here with Rob Vino, sportsbettingtoday.us, and Rob Vino Sports. Rob, two games in the AFC wildcard playoff race today. Let's go here with the second game, game 105-106, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh currently sits at -2 with a total of 44.5. Pittsburgh opened at -3 and a total of 46. Injuries. Roethlisberger, quarterback for Pittsburgh, of course, is probable in this one. He does have the flu. Wide receiver Martavius Bryant is listed as questionable, as is wide receiver Sammy Coates. As far as injuries for the Bengals, of course, we know that quarterback Andy Dalton is out for this one. A.J. McCarron will get the start. It looks like he is still listed as probable, though, however. Marvin Jones and Mario Alford, a couple wide receivers, are questionable in this game as well for the Bengals. Weather-wise in this one, Rob, possibility of light rain in the area. Not a lot of wind associated with this one. Temperature should be pretty nice, actually. Low 50s, high 40s. Again, a little bit of light rain possible in the area for the game tonight. Again, mentioned earlier, it's 8:15 start time. The Steelers come to this one, Rob. Other than that head-scratching loss to the Ravens, really playing pretty good football since the first part of October. After, coincidentally, that loss to Cincinnati, where they were beaten 16-10 in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Bengals, on the other hand, Rob, are just 4-4 over their last 8 games straight up. After starting the season 8-0, when they were also 7-0-1 against the number. But the better sure seem to like Cincinnati in this one, Rob.
Yeah, here in the second game today, Derek, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, we see a flood of Bengal money coming in right now. This game has come off the 3, down to 2.5 total, sitting in that 45.5 range. But certainly a lot of Cincinnati money showing up this morning on game day. When you look at these two games played by these two teams this season, each wins on the other's field. Cincinnati goes to Pittsburgh, they win 16-10. Pittsburgh goes to Cincinnati, they win 33-20. A lot of similarities statistically. Both of these teams turn the ball over, not fumble-wise, but interception-wise. Cincinnati was picked off 5 times in those two games. Pittsburgh was picked off 4 times in those two games. Pittsburgh threw the ball far better than they ran it. Cincinnati threw the ball far better than they ran it. And in fact, in the first game, Ben Roethlisberger came back from injury and played that one. The one that Cincinnati won in a defensive struggle 16-10. In the second game, A.J. McCarron played for Cincinnati and threw for 280 against this Steeler defense. So for those who have some concerns about A.J. McCarron in this contest, he did get picked off twice in that game. But boy, he's looked really steady throughout the 4 games that he's played for the Cincinnati Bengals since Andy Dalton went down. I think that, that was his first one off the bench, thrown in there. But to throw for 280 against Pittsburgh, I think shows you the weakness of the Pittsburgh secondary. Both of these teams are extremely good pass rush teams. Pittsburgh may do it a little bit differently because they do it more through disguised blitzes. They don't necessarily do it with their defensive line. Much like Dick LeBeau, they still blitz quite a bit to cover up for the secondary here. So McCarron has had a chance to see this defense one time. Fairly successful. 2 interceptions is not a good thing, but the 280 is a positive for him. And I think A.J. McCarron probably plays a little bit better in this contest. I think the loss of D'Angelo Williams at running back for the Steelers, in my mind, is huge. And Fitz Toussaint and Donald Brown, nice running backs, but certainly not D'Angelo Williams, a multi-purpose back out of the backfield who's been such an important cog in the Steeler offense all season long. You could figure, since the team didn't run well in either game against the Bengals, that they probably won't run well here. And the same could be said about Cincinnati, although they have better options. When you have Giovanni Bernard and you have Jeremy Hill, your chances of successfully running the football are better. So I think Cincinnati may have an edge in the running game. like I say, the pass game with A.J. Green and McCarron already having seen the Steeler defense once, I think the pass game could be successful here as well. Looks like Cincinnati at home in this one could be the right side. The Steelers are so explosive. They're scary explosive on the offensive side with Antonio Brown, with Marcus Wheaton, with Martavis Bryant at wide receiver. Those three guys certainly form a trio of explosive weapons. And when you have Heath Miller at tight end, a lot can happen in the passing game. And Ben is so difficult to defend anyway. But I think Cincinnati, the ground game, the passing game, the fact that their defense is steadier, I think is a real good key here. Being at home, I think, is a key here. They do have the inspiration of trying to win a playoff game. They haven't won a playoff game in so long. Certainly the team is motivated to do so here. For those of you playing totals, in this contest, keep a note that Cincinnati has gone under the total in 9 of their last 10 games. 9-1 down the stretch, last 10 games, unders for the Cincinnati Bengals, so certainly something to look at here. I kind of like the Bengals here, and now that it's under a field goal, it makes it a little bit tougher. Certainly, you'd rather have the 3 than the 2.5, but still, I think Cincinnati's going to win this game outright.